After 2 years of paying for ChatGPT every single month, I switched to Claude, and the difference in writing quality, coding power, and daily output was so big that I am never going back. And after this video, you will understand exactly why. I canceled my ChatGPT subscription last month after paying for it every single month for 2 years. And the strangest part is, I do more work now, faster, and the writing actually sounds like me, not like a robot wearing my name tag. If you have been quietly wondering whether you are using the wrong AI, the next 15 minutes will answer that question for good. Here is what nobody tells you when you start using ChatGPT every day. The output starts to taste the same. You write a script, and it sounds like every other script on YouTube. You write an email, and it sounds like every other cold email in your inbox. You ask for a story, and it gives you the same 3-act structure with the same emotional beats. It is fine. It is competent. But fine and competent is exactly the problem when everyone else is using the same tool to make the same fine, competent stuff. I felt it for months before I admitted it. My scripts were getting flatter. My ideas were getting safer. And the worst part is, I blamed myself. I thought I was the one running out of creativity. Then I tried Claude on a whim, and within about an hour, I realized the tool had been the bottleneck the whole time. I will tell you the exact prompt that made me cancel my ChatGPT subscription on the spot. But first, you need to understand how we got here, because the gap between these two tools is bigger than the headlines make it sound. Quick pause before we go deeper. If you are watching this because you want to actually save hours every week using AI tools like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, or any of the new ones coming out, you should know about the AI Profit Boardroom. It is where I share the exact prompts, workflows, and automations I use to cut my workload in half. We dig into stuff like how to switch tools without losing your old chats, how to build a personal writing assistant that sounds like you, and how to automate the boring parts of your business with one tool stack. The link is in the description. Now back to it. Here is the background most people miss. ChatGPT and Claude are not actually competing for the same job anymore. They started in the same place, but they have grown into very different animals. ChatGPT is trying to be everything to everyone. Image generator, video tool, voice assistant, browser, app store, marketplace. It is a Swiss Army knife with about 40 blades, and most of them are okay. Claude went the opposite direction. The team behind it picked 2 things and tried to be the best in the world at them: writing that sounds human and code that actually works. That is the whole strategy. And when you bet everything on 2 skills, you tend to get really, really good at those 2 skills. Think of it like this. ChatGPT is the chain restaurant with 80 items on the menu. Claude is the small place down the street that only makes 3 dishes, but every single one of them ruins other restaurants for you. Once you taste the difference, you cannot untaste it. Now here is the first thing that genuinely shocked me. On the SWE Bench Coding Benchmark, which is the test serious developers use to measure whether an AI can actually fix real bugs in real software, Claude scored 80.8%. ChatGPT sat just under 80. That sounds like a tiny gap. It is not. In coding, the difference between 70 and 80% is the difference between a junior who needs hand-holding and a senior who ships features while you sleep. I am not a developer. I write scripts and run a content business. But I started using Claude Code, which is the version that runs right inside your computer's terminal, to build small tools for myself. Email cleaners, script formatters, a little bot that scrapes my YouTube comments and pulls out the questions worth answering. Stuff I had wanted for 2 years and never built because every time I tried with ChatGPT, the code half worked, broke in weird places, and I gave up. With Claude, I described what I wanted in plain English, walked away to make coffee, and came back to a working tool. And that was the moment I started questioning everything else I was doing with ChatGPT. Because if it could do that for code, what else was it doing better that I had not noticed yet? Turns out, a lot. The writing was the next thing that hit me. I ran the same test 5 times. Same topic, same word count, same audience. ChatGPT gave me clean structure, 3 points, a neat conclusion, the kind of essay that gets a B+ in school and disappears from your memory in 10 minutes. Claude gave me something that actually had a voice, sentences that varied, ideas that connected in unexpected ways. A tone that felt like a person who had thought about the topic, not a system that had averaged out every blog post on the internet. There is a feature inside Claude called Styles, where you can paste in a few examples of your own writing, and it will match your voice across every future chat. I fed it 3 of my old YouTube scripts. The next script it wrote sounded so much like me that my editor sent it back and asked if I had even used AI on this one. That is the bar. Not better than human, indistinguishable from you on your best day. Then there is the context window, which is a fancy way of saying how much information the AI can hold in its head at once. Both tools now offer up to 1 million tokens, which is roughly 750,000 words. That is the entire Harry Potter series twice. But here's the part nobody talks about. Holding that much information and actually using it well are 2 different things. I tested both with a 120,000-word transcript from a podcast. ChatGPT remembered the start and the end. The middle turned to mush. Claude pulled a specific quote from page 204 when I asked and connected it to a contradiction the speaker made 40,000 words later. That is a research assistant. The other one is a search bar with a memory problem. Now here is where I have to be honest with you, because this video is useless if I just sell you on one tool. Claude is not better at everything. It cannot generate images. ChatGPT can. It cannot make videos. ChatGPT can. The voice mode on ChatGPT is years ahead. The custom GPT's marketplace, where people share little specialized bots, is bigger and more active. If you need an AI to talk to you like a friend on a long drive, ChatGPT still wins that round. And if your whole workflow runs through DALL-E for thumbnails or Sora for video clips, switching cold turkey will hurt. I will not pretend otherwise. But here is the reframe that changed my mind. I do not need one tool that does 15 things badly. I need one tool that does my 2 most important things brilliantly, and I can use a free image generator on the side when I need a picture. I tried it for 30 days. I made my thumbnails with a free Midjourney trial and a tool called Ideogram. I transcribed my voice notes with a free service called Otter. I used Claude for everything that involved actual thinking, writing, or building. And at the end of the month, my output had nearly doubled. Not because Claude is magic, because I stopped fighting a tool that was averaging me into mediocrity. So zoom out for a second. What does all this actually mean for you watching this right now? It means the era of one AI to rule them all is already over, and most people have not caught on yet. The smart move in 2026 is not to pick a side. It is to pick the right tool for the right job, the same way a carpenter does not use a hammer to cut wood. For deep writing that has to sound like you, for code that has to actually run, for long documents you need to truly understand, Claude is the sharper tool. For images, voice, casual chat, and the broadest possible toolkit, ChatGPT still has a real edge. The people who will pull ahead this year are not the ones who pay for both. They are the ones who know exactly which one to open the second a task lands on their desk. That instinct is worth more than any subscription. And remember that prompt I promised to tell you about? The one that made me cancel ChatGPT on the spot? Here it is. I asked both tools to rewrite the opening of a script I had already filmed and posted, with one rule: do not change my voice. ChatGPT gave it back smoother, cleaner, and somehow less mine. Claude gave it back tighter, sharper, and more mine than I had written it the first time. That is when I knew. The tool was no longer translating my ideas, it was sharpening them. And once you feel that difference, fine and competent stops being acceptable. So before you go, 2 quick things. If you got value out of this and you want the exact prompts, the side-by-side templates, and the full 30-day switching plan I used, the AI Profit Boardroom has all of it ready to copy. Real workflows, not theory. The link is sitting in the description. And if you want to go deeper than that, the AI Success Lab is our free community with over 67,000 members who are using AI to actually move faster in their work. You will get the full notes from this video, over 100 real-world AI use cases like the ones I just walked through, and a room full of people figuring this out together. The link is in the comments and the description. Free to join, no catch. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments which AI tool you opened first this morning, not which one you pay for. Which one you actually reached for the moment you sat down to work. That answer says more about your workflow than any review ever could. And once you have left that comment, I canceled my ChatGPT subscription last month, and I do more work now, faster, in a voice that actually sounds like me. The tool was the bottleneck. It always was. You just have to be willing to switch.